You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Are you feeling lucky?
We are back. We're episode 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'd have to check the episode log, but sure, let's go with it.
Episode 10, and it's a two-man episode. Producer
Yeah,
Beef had some oblos.
It's been a while since we haven't had a threesome, if I'm being honest
Yeah,
with you.
right? Yeah, I wish that was the case in my normal life. Just kidding. How do you feel about threesomes? Would you ever do one?
Like, I think I'd do one for the experience. I don't know if I'd enjoy it.
Mm.
I don't think I'm man enough, to be honest with you.
That's I used to have a stand-up joke where I said, and I'm sure everybody's done it, but if I wanted to like disappoint two people at the same time, I would just take my parents out to dinner. That would be what a threesome is to me.
I mean,
But
it would be
yeah.
a great 45 seconds, but like I don't know what we're gonna do with the rest of our evening, to be honest with you.
Right. I think a threesome would be much more like me just watching in amazement that I got two women to like me on any kind of level. But to
And in the
agree to
same
that-
location.
Right. That's absolutely insane. You didn't have to lie to anybody, probably.
I was at a
Sorry, what was that?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say there was one time I was at a bar, and it was Brothers before they closed to remodel, and this dude
They opened up today, didn't they? I think they opened
yeah,
up
I
today.
think so. But there was this dude there, and he was like making out with a girl, and then like she went to the bathroom and started making out with another girl, and I was like, oh, this is gonna go really fucking well. Like once the girl gets back from the bathroom.
Yeah.
And girl number one like walks back in and just joins in, and so it's this dude with like these two like smoke shows of girls.
I think I was there. I think I was there that night because we like clapped for him or something, didn't we?
Yeah. I shook his hand and I bought him a shot.
You have to. You have to at that point. That's like if someone hits a hole in one in golf and he has to buy a round for everybody. That guy should have bought us a shot because he's like, yeah, I'm going home with two girls. Whatever.
Yeah, you're going home with him. So
yeah, right. So we're doing this over Skype because we have two awesome guests that I think are just about ready. We're going to switch over here, but we have Dustin and Tillie from Bottleshare. They'll be back on the other end, depending on how long the interview goes and whether or not they want to do segments with us. But everybody knows Chris. I'll introduce it when we get to them. But yeah, we're going to cut now and go to an interview with Dustin and Tillie. How this relationship works.
Or is he? Maybe it is. Don't tell the people.
I guess we are back. Great intro. I'm sure Tillie is very glad she joined us tonight. But we have two guests this evening. We have Dustin and Tillie from Bottleshare. If you guys pay attention to Hops News at all, you know that we love Bottleshare. I think our happy hours, we do like once a month, like a donate button once a month to Bottleshare, just because we love you guys so much. And yeah, I guess the first question would be introduce yourselves. I know we met Dustin at the Believe in Beer collab. That's the last time we saw each other. Tillie, I don't know that we met.
No, we haven't because I unfortunately wasn't able to make it. But I am Tillie. Hello.
Yep.
So I'm the marketing and development director for Bottleshare.
Nice. That was going to be my first question. Where are you located right now?
I am in Atlanta.
Okay, nice. So,
yeah,
is that how you know Chris?
Yes. So I met Chris last December. I come from more of a nonprofit background than a beer background, other than I drink beer. So he was just kind of getting Bottleshare off the ground and needed some help with the nonprofit aspects from getting programming put together and the grant programs that we execute and kind of just marketing the organization and things like that. So that's how I came on board with Bottleshare.
Very nice. And Dustin, we hope to do a lot more with you because you are located right in our backyard, right? You're in Burlington?
Yes, sir. I'm just a hop, skip, and a jump down 36.
Nice. How did you get involved with Chris?
So I know Chris. Chris is actually pretty much my first friend when I moved to Georgia. I moved down there in 2017, and I was down there for a couple of years, and took a job down there, and I didn't know anybody, so I figured the easiest thing to do would be to start going to breweries and meet people at breweries. Well, Chris worked at Dry County, and Dry County, who, if you follow us at all, everybody knows that Dry County is our one of our best friends.
Yep, definitely.
and yeah, Chris worked there, and if anybody knows anything about the alcohol laws in Georgia prior to 2017, you couldn't go to a brewery and buy a pint. You could only buy tours. So
What?
Chris was the front door guy at Dry County he did more than that, but when I met him, he was sitting at a desk at the front door where you'd buy your tour. And there was nobody else in the brewery really, and he was sitting up at the front door by himself, so I just went over and started talking to him. And
Nice.
rest is kind of history. We became pretty good friends, and he's now pretty much my brother. And then, so I was with him before that, and then through the accident, and then he started Bottleshare then, and I've always been an advocate of it, but when I was going to be coming back up north, I kind of had a conversation with him, asking if he had any intentions on growing it outside of Georgia, and obviously he wanted to, and I just noted that I'd be willing to help with that, and that I was coming back up here, and the Midwest is kind of a mecca for beer, and Milwaukee's unofficial name is Brew City, so I figured there's some work that we could do up here, and the rest is kind of where we're at now.
Very nice. Very nice. So like we were saying earlier, the last time I saw you, Dustin, was at the Believe in Beer. Do you guys happen to have an update on how that's doing? I see it all the time that you guys, it seems like you're definitely nationwide now, but like, how is that
Yes.
going?
It's going amazing, actually. So everything is out in distribution. I think we're in about 8 states. It's, if I can remember them all, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Florida, Colorado, Vermont. Am I missing any, Dustin? And then obviously up there in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think that kind of covers it. Last I talked to Henry, he said the distributor only had 7 cases left as of last week.
Right.
Wow.
Really?
And if you recall, Henry kind of saying when you guys had your first official episode, he said this is like 2.5 times more quantity than they usually would do for this kind of beer.
Right.
So.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, and he said that he thought the beer was so good that you guys, or they would have like been able to sell it out just in the tap room. But that's awesome that you've been able to get it out everywhere and like kind of spread the word.
They legit
JJ,
don't have any cans left at the tap room. It's only kegged.
I tried to
Wow.
be honest. I tried to get some for this episode, but I had to go with a different Mobcraft
Oh no.
beer. So they're totally.
Oh
totally
no.
Mobcraft,
I actually
but
I
it's
do.
fine. I do. Love
I have
it. What are
some
you guys
beer,
sipping on?
Unfortunately, I do have the Believe in Beer, but I'm not drinking that. I'm actually drinking the here we go, plug. It's a Pontoon Dust Labyrinth. It's their Oktoberfest beer.
Very
So
nice.
we did an event with them last weekend. So I picked up a 4-pack of this.
So we were supposed to be at Brownie Bash. We were supposed to be down there at Brownie Bash with Pontoon and you guys. Sad that didn't happen, but COVID.
COVID ruins everything.
So I think it was really great. I mean, they basically just kind of broke it up into 4 weekends.
Mhm.
So it was just 4 smaller releases out at being a ticketed event. We were there 2 of the weekends. So I mean, they did for the weekends that we were there. They still had a really nice turnout, safe. It was like steady flow of people coming in and out. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, all we can hope is that we can jump back into it next year. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is it Sean? Is he Pontoon? Is it Sean?
Yeah,
We-
Sean.
Okay, yeah, we had him on our happy hour 2 or 3 weeks ago, something like that. But they're awesome, and they make some awesome beer. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right, we need to find a way to get some of that up here.
I got some. You didn't get any, but the Hops News family. I got some from Brad. He always sends a bunch of pontoon up here. So
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully, Chris and I, we were supposed to come up to Milwaukee to kind of do a promo thing to receive our first check from the Believe in Beer,
Yeah.
but we had to cancel it. So hopefully next time we head up to Milwaukee, we'll fill the RV with some good stuff so we can bring.
awesome.
Yes.
I will bust out the checkbook if you can get me some. So we like to try to get to know you guys, or we want to try to get to know you guys a little bit personally. How did you get into craft beer? Like, what was your first, do you know what your introduction to beer was? Like, how early was it? What was it? Any ideas?
Hey, you want to go, Tilly, or?
I mean, you want me to go first?
It was
My
just
story
a
is
general
probably
question. General
I
question.
mean,
for both of you.
gee, like my first beer was probably something terrible, like a Bud Light or something that my dad would have in the house.
Yeah.
But I actually started really getting into beer. So I lived in Europe for 5 years. I lived in Prague.
Okay.
And so obviously beer gardens and pilsners and things like that are kind of a staple of life over there. So and beer is literally cheaper than water. So you just fall into drinking it. So that's really where I started getting into beer, and then coming back to the U.S. and kind of seeing where the craft industry was what was growing into, since I hadn't been here in half a decade. Just kind of grew from there. Yeah.
Nice. Dustin, what about you?
I think my first beer that I can remember, anyways. Pretty sure it was an old style.
There you go.
I think I was around 7.
Start them young. Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those. So my grandpa was like my best friend, and he used to come kidnap me from school and then take me out on the pontoon and like go boating around the lake. And I have a very specific memory of him doing that, and then him handing me his beer. It kind of like one of those, here, take a drink, and just laugh at me when I spit it out, which is what I did. So it wasn't a full beer, but that was my first experience with having a beer. Craft beer, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily consider it, I guess, craft now, but it was definitely my introduction to it would have been Blue Moon.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I kind of made the leap from Miller Lite to Blue Moon, and it was kind of like the original version of a hazy, I guess, as we would call them now, like a juice bomb. I was at a Jose's Blue Sombrero in Racine.
Yep, totally know where that is.
The bartender told me to get like 1/3 orange juice on top of my Blue Moon, and then squeeze my orange into it. Yeah, and I'm like, that sounds insane. Why would you put orange juice in your beer? I mean, a beer mosa, but I'm like, weird. I'm like, I'm gonna try it, but if I don't like it, you're paying for it. Well, it's pretty good. And then fast forward to like what we have now, with like all these super juicy beers, it's basically the same thing.
I guess, yeah, I didn't really think of that, but yeah, for sure, we've gotten in the argument beer mosa over mimosa, and I've definitely become a beer mosa person. Anytime I'm out on a Sunday, I think it's just easier drinking it, or it has a little bit better of a taste, I guess.
Yeah.
Doesn't give me the headache from the cheap champagne.
Yeah, and I mean, with that, I mean, it like the coriander and everything inside of the Blue Moon, it just really plays off all the orange flavors, which is why that's why they garnish it with an orange anyways. So just taking it a step further and dumping a bunch of orange juice in it.
Yeah, for sure. Where are you at right now, Dustin? I can hear. I think it's you. So you got some people in the background, but it looks like you're on site somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm at Low Daily in Burlington, which is a pretty new brewery. They're in like their second week.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Really new brewery.
Super new brewery, and which it's awesome. Since I've moved back up here, we now have 2 breweries just in Burlington. So, but Low
What's
Daily,
the other one in Burlington?
Runaway.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, super awesome spot too. But yeah, today I'm hanging out over in the lounge area at Low Daily. So, but in the bar where everyone orders at, it's like probably 300 foot that way. So,
Okay.
but like it's an old it's a really old building, so everything just echoes.
Okay.
So
No,
let's say
probably
300
will.
feet. That's got to be a pretty large space then.
Yeah, I can maybe do this.
You know, let's do the good old laptop.
Give us a little tour.
Oh yeah, it is
Very
pretty good
nice.
size.
Yeah,
It
and then
looks
there's
really.
a giant beer garden outside. So those glass doors over there, you walk through the brewery and then walk out back. And there's a giant beer garden out there.
Nice.
That's
Have to
awesome.
come join you up there sometime for sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I thought this was a cool spot because they got this wall behind me that just says beer a bunch.
Yeah. The beer wall. That is funny.
Can't go wrong with that. That's what's nice about not being downtown though, is you have that space. You know, everything downtown is so cramped. It's so like cramped, especially so the beer I'm drinking right now from New Barons,
Mhm.
they've been around since 2016, and they originally had Mobcraft bottling and brewing all their beer. And then just last month they finally opened a tap room. So we're gonna have them on in the upcoming weeks. But it's so funny, like their tap room
Yeah.
is in like the same space as where they brew. So you just walk in and the whole brewery's like probably within that 300 feet that you're talking about.
Yeah, that makes it pretty tight.
Yeah. Just when we were talking about Blue Moon, we always have the argument, like, do you actually consider that a craft beer now, Dustin? Because our one of our co-hosts, the Hoppy Mommy, follow her on Instagram, she like rages when people post like pictures of Blue Moon. I wanted to ask you that. Like, I just think it's a funny topic. Then like they hashtag craft beer and all that.
So that's a tough one because it's not like I think it's like halfway craft. I mean, because it's not like a Miller Lite, it's not anything like that. Like it is, you know, it's a good beer. Like it's
Right.
not. I mean, it's a wheat beer, which is that's uncommon. Like not uncommon, but like it's not the same as it's a little bit less common. But I think it probably started off as craft. It was craft for its time when it was when it launched. But
Yeah.
now it's way more macro. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I wouldn't call it craft. Against like a local. If you're comparing it to like like a spot where I'm sitting right now, drinking this, like it's not.
For
But it's
sure.
also I wouldn't call it like a domestic either.
Yeah. Tilly, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm probably in agreement with Dustin. It kind of falls somewhere in between. I like that halfway craft. That's what I call it. It's a half craft.
There it
I
is.
love that.
That's funny. So have you ever made your way up here to Wisconsin, Tilly, at all, or was that going to be your first trip up to
So
Mobcraft?
I have been to Wisconsin one time before, probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
I used to work in motorsports, so we had some races up there. So I did get to experience a
Elkhart
little bit of
Lake?
Milwaukee. Sorry?
Elkhart Lake?
Oh, can't remember where we were actually racing, because we weren't actually racing in Milwaukee proper. We did some stuff in Indianapolis, but my race team manager lives in Milwaukee.
Okay.
So and his like shop was there, so we went there first to kind of get everything set up, and then drove into Indianapolis.
So wait, before we move on, you have to expound on that a little bit. Did you drive a race car?
Sorry,
That's
my
what I'm like. That's the way you're.
No, professionally, no. So
Okay.
Professionally,
I
but you
used-
have.
I mean, I've driven in a race car, but like not like just on a track, like on any old normal day, nothing crazy.
Okay.
Yes, I used to work. I worked for a couple of different companies that manufacture professional racing go-karts, first of all. So if you've ever seen the
Nice.
actual racing go-karts, like the shifter carts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they also used to produce like an LMP prototype car.
Okay.
So it's done some of the Le Mans stuff here and in Europe as well. So yeah, so I got to experience a little bit of Milwaukee. We did like 1 or 2 evenings kind of in the downtown area. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. So I'm really excited to go back. We just got to figure out when that's going to happen.
For
You almost
sure.
didn't get Chris back when he came up here.
I was
Sorry?
gonna say.
I
almost-
believe it. Yeah, he didn't want to come back.
No,
he,
if you didn't have the family reunion to go to, I think that's what he was
He would
doing.
have stayed. Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
yeah.
he had a.
Yeah.
He seemed to be having the time of his life. So, can I get you both to agree that next time you come to Milwaukee, the Bottleshare crew and the Feelin Lucky crew are having a night on the town?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Please.
That's-
100%.
I would have assumed
Pencil
that
us
was just
in,
going
we're
to happen.
there. Yeah.
I just need this to flash back on later on when you guys come up and be like, no, you promised you can't back out now.
Well, I was going to say, you guys should, because I think, according to the last call I had with Chris, I think I'm going to meet up with Henry next Friday for the
Check.
for the check. So
Oh,
you guys should come to a spot, during that.
yes,
We
definitely
are-
let us know. We'd love to cover it. Probably not for Feelin Lucky. Well, we can, but definitely for Hops News, right, Lucky?
For Ops News, for sure. Yeah, 1000%. We'd love to be there. Get a little, talk to Henry again and get a little update on the Believe in Beer. That's awesome. So how is the craft beer scene down in Atlanta, Tilly?
I mean, it's explosive. I would say it's huge. I mean, there's
Really?
probably 40 plus breweries in like the Atlanta proper area, like Atlanta and the surrounding area. It seems to be kind of like the new normal of where people go to hang out. I know Chris has said it before, and I think, it rings true that kind of like your neighborhood brewery is kind of like replacing like your neighborhood bar.
Right.
People are just going
That's how it
there
should
to
be.
hang out. Yeah. So, I mean, it's great. We've got so many amazing breweries here. Just, yeah, fantastic.
Do you
Well,
have
the
any
relationship-
favorites
Like-
other than Pontoon?
Sorry?
Do you have any favorites other than Pontoon?
I mean, so Pontoon is 5 minutes from my house, so it's great that it's close.
Wow.
Wow, so
I
we have a
just-
plug, Lucky. That's
I
what
was
we
gonna
got.
say.
5 minutes from the house.
I'm glad I
Um,
have
yeah,
your phone number now. I'll be
Yeah,
hitting
so
you
anytime
up.
you
I'll be
need
hitting you up
Pontoon
quite a
stuff.
bit. Yeah.
So anytime you need Pontoon, you let me know.
For sure.
Yeah, I actually just went to, I had never been there before, Bold Monk Brewing. It just opened up in October or November of 2019, and then literally had to close in March because of COVID stuff, and reopened a couple months ago. And it's amazing. I was actually hoping to go down there. I was going to try and go back down there today to do this, but I couldn't get down there. But I mean, they've got amazing Belgian style beers. They actually do they have like a guest tap lineup, so they bring in other beers as well.
Nice.
It's a gorgeous venue. They've got a beer garden outside. Like, it's just super, super cool space and great people. So that's one of the new places that I've just checked out. So
Speaking of Belgians, you remember right when I moved there was a brewery it was another brewery, I think it was in Roswell, Abbey of the Holy Goats. And that's all they made was Belgian beers. And it was incredible.
oh yeah,
That's quite the name, Abby and the Holy Goats.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
sounds like
I love
it
it.
sounds like an indie band name, Abby and the
Yeah,
Holy Ghost.
right?
For sure.
For sure.
Oh, it's Abbey of the Holy Ghost.
Oh, Abby.
Even
okay.
better,
Abby
to be
of
honest.
the Holy Ghost. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
they were in Roswell. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they closed pretty shortly after I moved there. I got to go there one time, and I'm like, there's a brewery that only makes Belgian beer. It was awesome.
That's too funny. So Dustin, are you originally from Milwaukee and you did a stint in Atlanta, or the other way around, or what? You came back up here, you said.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Burlington.
Okay.
So I'm from here. I took a job. Like I had a random message on LinkedIn for a job offer, and
Yeah.
which ended up me taking the job. And I was just kind of at a time where I was like, yeah, I mean, whatever. I go post up in Georgia for a couple years, so I left and went down
Nice.
there. And Georgia's really hot.
Yeah. Really, it's a lot different than Wisconsin, you're saying?
Yeah, it's a lot to handle. You're just literally always sweaty. Like I've never
That's
experienced humidity in the middle of winter, and it's a whole different thing. So
That's too funny. Yeah, I don't think we're made for that, Dustin. The Wisconsin folk up here, I don't think we're made to be down south for more than like maybe a week at a time.
yeah, I knew the week I moved there because it was like 110 and 250% humidity.
Yeah.
Like this isn't gonna be a long.
That
term.
was your sign? That was your telling point? I don't think we've ever hit 100 and we barely hit like 85 in
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
right.
Yeah, it was gross. Like I had to.
How do you deal with it? How do you deal with it, Tilly?
You never-
So I actually moved up here a year and a half ago from Miami. So
Oh,
Atlanta for
up
me
here.
is wonderful.
I was gonna
Because
say
Miami is like 100 times worse than Atlanta is. I love it. I
God.
mean, well, right, 60 degrees. I'm like, fantastic, wonderful. So
That's
yeah,
so
I don't know if I would survive a winter in Wisconsin. That to me is scary.
Yeah,
You're just
don't
miserable
come up
for
here.
half your life. It's fine. It's really not that bad.
Well, Tilly, that's why we drink a lot.
Yeah,
I know.
right? That's
Okay.
the beer
You
keeps
just-
us warm for
you-
sure.
You just make a big bonfire and stand around outside and drink beer. People
There you
show
go.
pallets in the back of pickup trucks, and you just stay warm and drink.
Okay.
Wisconsin is like a weird place, though.
What's
It
that?
For sure
What-
is.
Wisconsin is really weird when you just think about like the random shit like that we do.
It was like as soon as fall hit, it went from like 85 this year, or maybe not 85, like 80s to 60, like 55, like in a week. Like it just
Wow.
happened overnight. It seemed like. I was gonna ask Dustin, which craft beer scene is better, Wisconsin or Atlanta? I think you have the perspective. Putting you on the spot, I know.
So it's different. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say Wisconsin just because
Yeah.
it's been a thing.
That's the answer we were looking for. Wisconsin.
Yeah,
based
that was
podcast.
the
Yeah,
right
I appreciate it.
like that's a given. But I think the time that I was in Atlanta, what I saw happen when I was there, everything blew up. So everything's so hype all the time, and
Okay.
and it's really kind of cool being around for that, where like the community is just so hyped about everything because they're so stoked that they just have so much beer now.
Yeah. Makes
So
sense.
it's the community of consumers and like patrons like are just insanely hyped, and like even like the restaurants and the restaurants and bars, that like the way they cater to the craft scene there is there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Like
Interesting.
I'll plug the Nest. So you cannot go to the Nest makes some of the best barbecue you'll ever have in your life, but it's also one of the best beer bars that you'll ever go to.
Yeah.
And you can't get anything but craft beer there. It doesn't exist. Like
Yeah.
my mom and brother came to visit me for the first time when I was down there, and my mom asked for a Miller Lite, and like the waitress she laughed because she thought she was joking. And And then she realized that she was serious. She's like, "Oh yeah, we don't have that here." So she ended up with the Tri-County Lechuza. So,
Nice.
and then even like trackside down the road from there, um, the way their beer menu is, it says craft on draft, and then other stuff in bottles. Like they just called, like they have a couple other things just to kind of cater to, but like they really lift up the local beer, and it's insane and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like there's really like hidden gems too, like even on the border in Kennesaw too is like a real hidden gem for like craft beer, but Sean's so like intertwined with like everybody that I think that was the first place that had snozberries on. The first time snozberries came out was on the border.
Yeah. Nice.
It's really cool. So they're very different scenes, just because everything's so new there. But
I
here,
was gonna say,
it's like it's been a thing for so long here, we kind of take it for granted.
for sure. I think like there's so much craft beer in Wisconsin that like it's impossible to have those. I mean, obviously bars have craft beer all the time, and like they try to be supportive, but it's impossible to get like every craft brewery into one bar or something like that. Like it's impossible for bars to support all of the craft beer because there's just so much.
Well, then in a place like this too, like and with a lot of places in the Midwest, your macro beer is also local. Like
Yeah,
it's a
right.
weird thing. Like Miller is
Definitely.
local beer, Pabst is a local
Yeah.
beer. Like
For
it's
sure. So you like, yeah, you're still supporting local technically, but like it's also domestic technically, so a little complicated. But yeah, makes sense.
Pabst is
So
kind of a weird thing now. Like you can go to Captain Pabst and support Pabst and also support support craft too, because you can go to the Pilot House now.
right.
So
Yeah.
that's a weird thing.
So a little bit more on Bottleshare. I didn't notice we're already coming up on time. Tell us a little bit more about like what you guys have going on.
So we just kind of wrapped up 4 back-to-back weekends of doing events here. We're trying not to really call stuff an event, but
Right.
we were at the Dry County anniversary. We were at Scottslaw's anniversary. Obviously, we were at 2 of the Brownie Bites weekends.
Mhm.
Just trying to start like building back up awareness in the community that hey, we're here.
Yeah.
We are in Colorado all next week. We've got a collab out there that we're going to be brewing with Lady Justice. They're an
Nice.
amazing, yeah. So
Yep.
I am breaking the news officially because Chris hasn't broken it yet.
Yes.
Awesome.
Obviously they're
Feeling
an
like
amazing
exclusive.
female-owned and operated brewery, and they do they give back a lot to their community. So
Yep.
they are going to be doing a collab with us brewing next week, and then I think release will probably be slated for sometime in end of November.
Nice.
And then we'll be hitting some other places out in Colorado as well.
Okay.
And then we have our Bottleshare Volume 3 coming up with Dry County.
Nice.
So it is going to be, I think Chris has already talked about it, but it is going to be a sugar cookie milkshake IPA.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Can
be
we get that
good.
up here, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's scheduled to get released first week of December. Dustin's coming down for that release. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
You guys want to
It's going.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
don't have to
I've
dash
got some
me twice.
vacation time I have to use up, so I will be there.
Yeah.
So number
and
2 is about to be brewed.
Volume 3 is about to be brewed. Yes.
Where was Volume
So-
2 brewed at?
Volume 2 was Academia,
Okay.
which is out here in Athens. It kind of
Gotcha.
flew a little bit under the radar because actually we actually had our brew day literally the week that all the COVID stuff broke and everything started shutting down.
Okay.
So by the time it was ready for release, we had a really cool like 80s themed party and release event that we were going to do, and everything just had to get canceled.
Yeah.
So it still got released, obviously, and it went to distro here in Georgia. But there just wasn't as much hype surrounding it because it was literally at the beginning of all the COVID craziness. So that was our second volume. It was delicious. It was this like fruited sour. It was peach, fig, and pomegranate. It was like perfect for like summer. Delicious. I don't have it, unfortunately, but yeah. So that was our volume 2. And then now we're doing volume 3 with Tri-County, and goal is to try and get some stuff lined up for 2021. Again, we're really trying to hit every major geographic region. Really get some impacts going in every region for 2021. So that's what we're planning for.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well,
Dustin, anything to add?
Can't give a ton of info on it, but we are going to be doing a really cool collab project too with Beer Label Society.
Nice.
So we're looking at doing a brewery brewery in Milwaukee, and then a brewery in Georgia, which is just kind of a really cool synchronicity thing. If anybody knows Maine, him and Chandra are from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Actually, I believe around the Appleton area, but now they live in Savannah. And then with the way Bottleshare is, Bottleshare is from Georgia, and then we're making a presence up here in Wisconsin now too. So it's just kind of a cool little thing that we're going to do. So it's going to be the same recipe between each brewery, and then they'll brew it independently and then release it to the areas that they can get it out to.
Nice. Very cool. So
awesome. That's a good way to get outreach.
Yeah,
What's that?
for sure.
That's a good way to reach out to everyone and be able to get it across a lot of different areas.
Yeah, and hopefully we can do something similar like what we did with Believe in Beer too. Maybe we can utilize some of those chains and try to get it into a lot of spots too.
Yeah, get into some limited distro. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, looking forward to seeing what you guys have, or what happens in 2021 for you guys. I hope to have you guys back on. Sign off. Where can we find you guys as far as like social media? Do you want to be found? If you don't want to be found, you can just plug Bottleshare
absolutely.
again.
No, absolutely. No, we want everyone to find Bottleshare. So you can find us. We are Bottleshare Official on Facebook and Instagram, Bottleshare #1. On Twitter. We also are on YouTube, Bottleshare Official. Our website is thebottleshare.org. So head on over, like us, follow us. We've got a lot of really cool stuff coming up in the pipeline. So
yeah, super excited. Dustin, we for sure have to grab a beer, but Tillie, once you're up here, we also have to grab a beer. You have to promise me that, or maybe we'll come down to Georgia and see you sometime. But thank you guys so much for coming on. It's been awesome.
Yeah, of course.
thank you for having us.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Cheers.
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 So thank you so incredibly much to Tillie and Dustin. I thought it was fun.
Yeah,
They were
I
good
had a
people.
blast. Yeah, I always have a blast talking to him, especially Dustin because we met him before.
Right.
I love Bottleshare. They're like an extension of us. I feel like almost.
Bottle. I know. Honestly,
If we were wholesome people, we would be Bottleshare employees.
right. If we were trying to do good things in the world, other than like make dick jokes, we would be Bottleshare.
Yeah, get drunk and make dick jokes. That's my resume right there.
No, I think Bottleshare, like I kind of want to have, just because they were our first episode ever, our like first interview ever. I kind of want, and this is episode 10. Remember we said kind of early on that we were gonna wait to do interviews just to see if we could do it, and then like they're our first interview coming back, other than Brad, but Brad's not really an interview. He's like a third or a extension of Hops News, I think.
But Brad's also, we only interviewed him once on our podcast.
Right, for sure. And Brad's just like Brad's. I think me and
Awesome. I
Brad
had
best
fun
friends. We
doing
got
the
drunk. Me and
drink.
Brad got drunk
Let's talk
tonight.
about that real quick. How do you think the debate drinking game went?
I thought it was. That's the highest score of any debate drinking game I think.
Oh, we got
ever.
drunk.
Dude, Brad got drunk. We got drunk. It was
Mash.
a lot of
Mash
fun.
was
The
so
debate
hammed.
itself, Mash was hammered. The debate itself was just, I mean, it's kind of what I expected. They were just yelling at each other. But Biden won, I think. He won 51-47 or something like that.
I've got the photo somewhere. Hang on, my cat's climbing a screen. We live on the 3rd floor, buddy. You shouldn't do that.
Make sure to bring him in the shot because that's a part of our drinking game. Every time Chester makes an appearance.
Right.
And
There he
he's
is.
already made one. He made one, I know, through during our interview, right?
Yep. Yeah, he did. Yeah. There's a ladybug or whatever those like knockoff ladybugs are on the.
The fuck is a
you know what I'm
knockoff
talking
ladybug?
about? They're not lady. I see it all the time. They're like, I want to say some like Asian bug, but like with the other Asian bug getting people sick, that might be a little bit racist.
God,
So.
I was gonna say is it the China virus bug? That's the new aren't the Wisconsin, Lake Michigan is known for the carp, aren't those from Asia?
I know
Those
nothing about fish,
massive
but
ass carp.
I'll
This is
say
I
yes.
don't know how we got here, but we're talking about Asian animals.
Asian fish.
Asian animals, but the carp, the insanely big carp, people from Wisconsin and like Lake Michigan know what I'm talking about. They're massive, like they're probably like the size of my torso, and they're just fish that are like, I don't know, somehow they got here.
There's Fisherman Lucky, which has never fished a day in his life, telling us about fish. I said fish too many times in that sentence.
That's fine. So as long as we stop saying Asian. So what else is new, man? I feel like we haven't talked in a while.
I moved back in. Well, I'm kind of like half moved back in. For those of you who skipped an episode, we had to recall Beef because he got COVID, and that's why he's not with us today.
Yeah, I was gonna say COVID
rest in peace.
and
I'll miss his
HIV.
soul.
That's crazy.
But anyways, he's officially been cleared by the doctor, so I moved back in middle of the week, and because I'm a procrastinator, I've still got just like suitcases everywhere.
Fuck it. Whatever,
I
man.
mean,
I'm the same way. I always think that people that, like when we would go on vacation when I was younger, my parents would make me unpack my suitcase whenever we got somewhere. I think that's psychotic. Why? Like, granted, you're living in your apartment and you have an unpacked.
Oh, you're talking about when you unpack in the... Yeah, I never got that.
Like in a hotel room or in an Airbnb or something? Like,
No.
that doesn't make sense to me.
I always thought that was funny when you could like open the dresser and it's like, who the fuck does this? Like, why? What's going on here?
My parents are those people. They for sure unpack their entire suitcase and like hang shit up on like those little wire hangers or whatever in hotel rooms, and it's like, why? What's the point?
I'm too busy like hiding my 3DS like underneath all my clothes in my suitcase so housekeeping doesn't steal it. Like that's what I'm doing at hotel room.
Right. Putting stuff in the safe. I've used the safe a couple times for absolutely nothing important, but like I always thought that was. Yeah, right. I don't know.
We were in, so since we're talking about hotels, this past weekend, the car club I'm in, shout out Wisconsin Motorsports, we did a drive 600 miles from Madison up to La Crosse and then further on to Eau Claire.
Jesus.
It was awesome. Everyone was in sports cars. We were just blowing through the back roads, like having the time of our lives. But we stayed at this like, I shouldn't say the brand of hotel because this is going to reflect poorly on them. But I'm just going to say it starts with an H and ends in a ton, whatever. But
at first I thought you were trying to say Holiday Inn, and I was like, that really? There's a T in there? But it's Hilton. Fuck you, Hilton. Just kidding.
I'm just telling them, why don't you? But we got there and the lobby was super nice, and we walk into our room and our like floors are sticky, the toilet seat was sticky, like everything was sticky.
Yeah.
So we like went down there and like kind of complained. We're like, what the fuck's up with this? Like, oh, sorry, it's like the new cleaning products. Like, we'll have someone up there to like wipe it down with something else. We're like, all right. So they sent someone up to like re-clean it. And then and while they were doing that, we were like out to dinner, drinks, you know, the whole 9 yards. We get back and I wake up the next morning to shower and it's just ice fucking cold. And it's refusing to warm up. So I like went down there, talked to them again. He's like, yeah, I'll come up and look. He's like, did you run it? It's like, I know how to fucking use a shower, dude. So he comes up there and he runs it. He's sitting there like in my bathroom talking to me. My girlfriend's asleep still. Like, dude, I'm not trying to conversate with you. It's way too early.
Yeah, right.
And then he like puts his hand under the faucet, like, oh yeah, it is still cold. Like, no shit, Sherlock.
No shit.
So we had to go do a couple of things, ended up getting hot water, and he gave us like free breakfast vouchers. Super cool. But we're re-meeting with all the guys from my club, and one of the guys was like, was your shower cold? And I was like, yeah, like freezing. We're talking about it. And then another guy comes up and he just looks pissed.
Yeah.
And we like look over, like, what happened to you? And he's like, I stepped in shit this morning. And we're like, what?
Stop.
He's like, yeah, somebody shit next to the bed. And I just didn't realize until this morning when I woke up and I stepped in it to like get out of bed.
Oh my. And then he took a fucking cold shower. That is a shitty way to start a morning. Because you know he went straight from the dookie foot into the shower.
It was so bad. You said it wasn't like, so you know how in hotel beds, like you got this side with the nightstand and then the other side that like borders super close to the wall? He stepped out in the side that like bordered super close to the wall, and that's where it was. And A, like only psychopaths get out of bed that way.
No, for sure.
But B, like, who squatted next to a bed?
That's
and how
so.
the hell people miss it?
Like it had to smell, right? Like
I would think. He said he didn't notice till like, I mean, I get it because we got pretty drunk that night. So like, if he just went up there, like tossed his shit up and like immediately went out to meet us for dinner, like I get it. But
God.
like he was not happy.
I keep wanting to say that's like really shitty, and I'm not trying to be like punny, but like
there's only so many poop jokes we can make here. I don't think we play them out on episode 7.
That's right. Oh man, poor guy. I don't even know what, because it's humans poop.
Right? I would assume that's the way he said it, unless like someone had a dog in there and it's shit.
I don't know, man. That just
I don't know either. So many questions.
Blowing. How about fucking Tillie like just dropping the fact that she used to work for a motorsport company like out of nowhere? Like you just don't want to keep talking about that? That's
right.
sick.
Like I need to know everything about this now, Tillie. Like come on.
No, that's too funny. They were So again, we'll shout out Dustin and Tillie. They were super fun.
They were. As someone who loves motorsports, Tillie, we're going to talk more about your motorsports history and amateur racing next time we meet. I want her Wikipedia page to say amateur race car driver.
Yep, and I am going to milk every pontoon beer I can out of you, like for sure.
Oh,
you live 5 minutes
I still
away
haven't
from
had
pontoon.
any pontoon, so we're definitely going to text her as soon as we hang up.
God.
To get some sent up this way.
Brad sent you don't have to look it up now, but like he sent the Smiggles, I think one of the Smiggles brands. So they do like a lot of stuff with cereal, which is like so it was like it was one of the coolest cans ever. I could try to look for it, but I currently have around like 100 beer cans on my little island thing.
It's pretty wild if you haven't seen it, folks.
Yeah, no. So it's got like it's one of the coolest cans I've ever seen. It's got like the Trix rabbit like throwing up rainbows. And that's exactly what it tastes like. Like it's delicious. But that's like one of their really famous ones. He sent that up to me. And Sean's a really cool guy. But yeah, there's 5 minutes from pontoon. I will send you whatever you want from Wisconsin. Just be my pontoon dealer.
Yeah, right. I need a black market pontoon dealer in my life now. And I'm glad.
And now we have one. Fucking Tillie. Fucking Tillie.
Well, what do you
the
say? Should we put
motorsport.
this back on the rails and talk about our topics?
Yeah. So, did you see the shit that happened with Morgan Wallen?
I know very little about it, so give me the debrief.
So, long story short, Morgan Wallen, he's one of my current man crushes. I love him. He has a sick ass mullet. He's a really popular country star. I mean, he's a star at this point. But he's kind of like a party. We were looking for like party people right now, like people that are stars and party and like are singers. Like we talked about Motley Crue. Motley Fool is Motley Fool is one of my. No, I'm not even gonna say it.
I get too many ads from them for sure. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, no. But so he's like a party guy, and so he was supposed to play SNL this weekend, the weekend that we're recording this. So this is going to come out on Tuesday. So it was last Saturday. I don't know if SNL booked anybody instead of him, but there were videos that came out on TikTok of like tons of people in Tuscaloosa, which is University of Alabama, I think, right?
You're asking the wrong dude.
In Alabama. Well, whatever. He was in Alabama. I think it was at Tuscaloosa. But there were tons of videos of him like partying and like making out with lots of women. And so Morgan Wallen's 27.
When you're that good looking, you have to.
He's good. He's a good looking dude. He's like and he's got the voice of an angel. But so SNL pulled him. They said that they're not, and they don't really know when he's going to be able to come back on because he wasn't practicing COVID protocol. But also it was because like everybody was super upset with the fact that he's not married, so he wasn't cheating on anybody. He's a single dude, but he does have a kid.
Okay.
But he was making out with a lot of college girls at bars. And so everybody was upset about that. And so SNL kind of did it for PR. I want to get your thoughts
kind of a double
that.
whammy.
Yeah.
So the way I'm looking at it is, hey, if she's over 18, like as long as he's not like fucking around with underage women, because that's fucked up.
He's in a college bar, like
right. So everyone there should be 21 if the bar is doing their job, or at the very least are of college age, so are 18.
Yeah,
like
and all the girls
ball.
look like college girls. Like, who gives a fuck? And he's 27. It's not like he's
he's
65.
not even that old. What do you think a weird age gap is for guys and girls?
Well, so what's the rule? Isn't it? I think there's a rule that's like you add 7 to your age and then divide by 2, right? Isn't that it?
I mean, that could be it.
But that has to be, maybe that's when you're older, because like I'm doing that right now, and I think if you add 7 to me, I'm 32, and then you divide by 2 and you're 18. No.
All right. So it's there.
16. You're 16. That was bad mental math. So that's wrong. Maybe that's for like older guys.
Well, I mean, it's so 18 or that math, whichever is the higher number.
But like so the age gap between I don't want to get whatever. My dad and my stepmom, there's 10 years apart, and that's like not weird.
No, I don't see people get weird about ages, in my opinion, for no reason. He's a good-looking 27-year-old who has fucking money.
Tons of fucking money. And he's awesome singer.
And he's going off banging 21-year-olds. Like, good for you, dude. You are living what every man's dream would be.
So he was like, I mean, he was making out with lots of girls. Like, you want to get on your high horse and tell me that, like, if you were rich in your
at 27?
27, like a country super megastar. I think he's a closest thing to like a megastar right now in the country world. He's huge, and he's just like making out with girls on camera. Like, who cares?
And you know damn well those SNL executives and writers and shit, like they were doing that when they were his age, for sure.
I mean, if they weren't doing it, they wish that they were. If they weren't doing it, they wish that they were doing it.
Yeah.
My
Fuck
dog
out
is
here. Like
eating right
it's
now.
their right to say that like, hey, we're worried about our staff and COVID. Like in my
But
opinion,
he
as far as
tested
COVID
negative
goes,
too. He
did
tested
he test
negative.
after this event?
Yeah.
Or
Yep,
after
he
this?
tested
Okay.
after because it was like there was concern immediately, and he said he tested negative and his like whatever, he had to apologize for it. But like, how stupid is that? You have to apologize for like living your life as a
I mean,
celebrity? Like,
I
fuck
wouldn't
that.
apologize if I was him.
I
Also,
wish he
I
would have
do.
doubled down.
Oh, he should have. He should have.
Like, fuck you. I'm 27. I'm out and getting drunk at a
Especially
bar.
as
You're gonna like.
SNL has become so neutered. They
It's like
used to
not.
be.
And,
They used to be good. They used to be funny. They used to be, on the edge of shit. And then they started
yeah.
getting popular and making money. And they take the
Mhm.
dive for the ratings and popular opinion. And now they're not funny.
Mhm. And it like I think it would have been almost better if he like, because who the fuck? I haven't watched SNL. I watched SNL when Eddie Murphy was guest host, which was like maybe a year ago or something like that. When he came back, that was the only SNL I sat down and watched.
SNL hasn't actually been funny in, I'd say, almost a decade.
I was more than that. I can't even. It was before. It's never been funny since I've been like alive. I don't think. Maybe I
No,
just
yeah.
didn't watch enough of it, but like I've never really whatever. But yeah, so that
I'm
was
reading right now
was
that
Morgan
Bill
Wallen.
Burr
I
is
think
set
if
to be
he
the host.
I think he should have been like, fuck you, SNL, I don't need you. I'm big enough now. Like I'm single. It's not like I'm cheating on anybody. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm just living
I'm
my
not doing
life. You're
anything
saying
morally wrong. I'm not doing anything legally wrong.
yeah.
Like, fuck out of here.
Fuck you. Like, I mean, you're just basically saying that like we frown on you making out with college girls. Fuck you. Whatever. I just wanted to get your take on that. I thought that was interesting, and I you know how much I'm obsessed with Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, no, I'm big fan. That mullet, gorgeous.
I almost got him. I thought about getting a mullet for the 4th of July because of Morgan Wallen. Like I was like gonna cut my hair short anyway, and I just didn't.
We just
but I
got to
was
get
gonna
you a
get
little bit of
mullet
facial
first.
hair.
Yeah, well, that doesn't. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Not in the cards.
Yeah. You had a subject you wanted to talk about. You want to move on from Morgan Wallen?
Yeah. So quarantine has been a wild roller coaster for everybody.
Yep.
But in my opinion, there's no wilder roller coaster right now than all the people going to OnlyFans, right? So let's start with like, have you ever paid for porn, Lucky?
No.
There's a lot of hesitation that no. Is there?
I'm trying to think. I would admit if I paid for porn. No, okay. There was some girls like Snapchat, like a long time ago. Not a
Was she
long
doing
time
like
ago.
a premium Snapchat deal?
Yeah, but it was like it was just on Snapchat. It was like a private snap or whatever, and like so like Venmo me X amount of dollars, and like I think it was $5 for like a lifetime subscription or something like that. And I did that, and it was, I mean, kind of wild, but like that's the only time I did it once, and I would never do it again.
Okay.
Have you?
So did you know the girl then, I assume?
No, I didn't know
Okay.
her. I knew her, like, knew of her, I guess, if that makes sense. It was like someone that I had like seen on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
So I knew of her, and it was just like a curiosity thing. It was like $5, and I was drunk one night, and I was like, oh, fuck it.
Fuck it.
What
Why
about
not?
you? Have you?
Well, I never have paid for porn. I don't see the point of it. You have the entirety of the internet to find like a hot girl's a hot girl, right?
Yeah.
Like it really doesn't matter. And so like seeing all the celebrities or like famous like Instagrammers or TikTokers or whatever have you like going to OnlyFans, like I don't really care. I'm not really interested.
Yep.
And then I started seeing girls from like our high school like posting up about like I'm starting a fan zone. It's like, see, no, I'm interested. Like for $9.99, I kind of want to see what I missed out of in high school.
Very much so. We're gonna have to talk about our high school friends because I haven't maybe I'm following the wrong people from high school. I deleted a lot of people from high school, but for sure that would intrigue me. My little brother, he one of his not he didn't like they didn't go to high school. They didn't go to our she didn't go to our high school, but she went to like a rival high school, and she turned in to be like this fairly big porn star. I'll send you the name after.
Okay.
I think for some reason she's dead now. I don't know what happened. But
Jesus,
she
this
went
has been a
to
roller coaster.
yeah, no, that was a roller coaster, and I could have totally told that story better. But I'm pretty sure she's dead now. But like, he was like talking about like how it's just different when you know somebody, like when you know who it is.
It's like for me, it's not even this. It's not even like a sex thing. It's just pure curiosity.
Curiosity for sure.
It's just like because I've known you for so long, like now I'm curious. And like full
Mhm.
disclosure, I never have. Like even to this day, like I still haven't bought a fan zone. I've never made one. I've
Yeah.
never done anything with it. But like seeing people post up about, I was like, all right, like maybe I'll shell out a couple bucks.
Maybe. I think so. That another question would be like, so like whenever you see nudes or something of like somebody that you know, that would be maybe I guess without having to pay for it. But like if have you ever seen like somebody's nudes or like I this is bad, but like I used to get drunk and like show people nudes of like just I would like be looking at them when I was like blacked out at a party, and then I would like show off my girlfriend or whatever at the time, show off pictures of her. Like I don't know, like if anybody did that, like it's different because you know them, like
Yeah, no,
had
it's very different.
conversations with them, and it's like I don't know. That's a terrible thing to say.
It brings me back to like high school when remember when we played Paranoia?
Yeah,
And so for those who don't know, it's basically a game where you get a squad of, was it 4 people?
yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
it was 4. So you get a squad of 4 people, they'd make a bracket. So each week you would verse a different team, and it was Nerf guns. So the goal was you had to
Yeah,
shoot all the opponents with Nerf guns before they shot you, and then you just advance
yep.
through the bracket. We had basic rules like you can't do it in school or sporting events because obviously anything tied to
Anywhere
the
on the
school,
yeah,
yeah, it's just bad news. But we also had the rule that like if you were naked and shot, it didn't count.
yeah,
So you end up inadvertently seeing a lot of like your other guy friends naked, and it's like
yeah.
it's not that I'm into that, but also like I kind of want to see what my boy's working with. Like I distinctly remember. Do you remember like we were in the drop top BMW and we got
Yeah,
ambushed by the dudes above us, and they was running
yeah.
out of the woods like butt ass naked, shooting
Oh
guns
my
at us.
God, yeah, I do. I totally remember that.
I
Those
will
are
say
some.
one of my favorite stories from that is down the street from me, uh, a kid that went to school.
Yeah,
He was playing the game, and he had like the coolest parents ever. And so one day, like a bunch of kids like showed up at his house to shoot the guy that lived there. And so
yeah,
all these kids get naked and they bum rush the garage and they see his car, and underneath it they see like a pair of like legs,
yeah.
and they like grab him and they yank him out to shoot him, and it ended up being his dad.
Oh my God.
His dad goes, oh, you must be looking for my son. He's downstairs. And just like let him
That's
into
so
the
funny.
house.
Oh, you want to know? I thought I thought you were gonna say that like the person was trying to hide underneath the car and that they were naked. So when they grabbed him and dragged him out,
Some good old
that's
fifth
where I
degree
thought it was going.
burns.
I was like, fuck. Oh, that hurts. But yeah, that was some wild shit. I forgot about
We also
Paranoia.
definitely don't condone this game because we have a buddy of ours that we went to school with that ran through like a kid's soccer game butt ass naked and ended up getting arrested.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty
And
sure he's on the pedo list now. He can't go within
I
six.
think he was underage, so I think he was until he turned 18 and it dropped
Oh,
off.
okay.
But yeah, so I don't recommend doing it. Definitely.
We got in a
But
lot of trouble. The football team at one point, they like said if you were caught playing the game or if they found out that you were playing the game, you were off the football team immediately because like I remember there were kids that like drove through the football field or something like that, or drove
Yeah.
through the practice field like butt ass naked, trying to get away from everybody.
And there was a shootout at a gas station that someone thought like people had actual guns, which if you mistake
Yeah,
a Nerf
right.
gun for an actual gun, you're a fucking moron. All right, like you should probably just go
They
kill
have
yourself.
this
You shouldn't
gun.
exist. Because it's bright orange and it shoots darts.
Yeah,
And like
right.
there's no sound to it.
They
So
don't
if you
make
mistake those
sound.
for
They have
guns,
this
you're an idiot.
gun,
But yeah,
yeah.
like police got called and like police showed up there with guns because they were told it was a shootout. And it's like
Mhm.
6 like high school kids like half naked shooting Nerf guns at each other. Like it was so
Yeah.
dumb.
It's good stuff. Man, high school was a simpler time. You could just run around butt ass naked.
Yeah, I mean
Not
zero
get in trouble.
consequences, baby. Well, unless you
It's too
get
funny.
caught running through a kid's soccer game.
So, follow-up question, because this all started with OnlyFans. Would you? We can do this a couple different ways. Would you ever do an OnlyFans if you were like, say we got like the podcast got like really big, and like people like we had a following? What would you have to make from OnlyFans to like post pictures of your dick?
Ooh.
While you think of it, I'm gonna grab another beer. But talk. I
Yeah.
have you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have me on the earbuds.
Yep.
See, I really don't think I'd have to. I mean, we've already kind of talked about how much money we'd have to make to like do porn, and
Yep.
it's surprisingly little. Like it's
Yeah.
devastatingly small. But
Yep.
I'd say like if I could make, let's just say like if I could do 60 grand a year doing OnlyFans, without a doubt, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I'd probably
Just to, like-
keep my day job and just like have a ton of income coming in. But
That would be
I think there's 2 really good like untapped markets for OnlyFans. So sign number 1 is like an OnlyFans of me doing really wholesome shit. Like here's like paying $9.99 to see me be a really good person. Like here's me walking a grandma across the street to get groceries. Like this is me holding a door open.
That's like there's porn. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but there's porn videos on Pornhub where it's like boyfriend folds laundry without having to ask or something like that. I swear to God, I've seen maybe they're no, they can't
See,
be
like
photoshopped.
there's
but
girls
stuff
that like that.
on
Like some
Twitter all the
girls
time.
like a really good guy, and if that's what gets you off, and you can pay me 60 grand a year for doing it, baby, I'm in.
Baby, I am in. What's the second one?
The second one is just like, I think just fucking random shit. Like
Just anything?
Here's a video of me giving it to my buddy's BMW. Here's like
A fucking toaster?
Here's me getting the Bible in my hotel room.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What else? I'm trying to look around. Like what? I feel
I don't
like
know, other than
a
that
jar
couch
of
has a really
mayonnaise, like an
convenient
old
rip in
school jar. An old school jar of mayonnaise. Isn't that like how? I'm pretty sure. No, I don't know. I thought there was some like jail shit where like people fucked a jar of mayonnaise. Like,
Sometimes
I would
that
film
mayonnaise be
myself
extra
doing any of
thick.
that. Like, I honestly think my number. I don't even know that my number is at 60,000 because like if I keep my day job, so it's under 60,000 if I don't have to show my face. I think that's the big thing.
Okay.
If I have to show my face, I'm just worried about like my mom or someone finding it, but like nobody's gonna find it. I don't know. Maybe maybe I would show my face for less than 60,000. I don't really like. I just don't care. Like, if you just want to like me to film myself jerking off, like, sure, I'll do that now. Send me a couple bucks. I don't know. Buy me dinner.
Your boy needs groceries.
Yeah, right. Just I don't know. Secondly, how do you feel? How would you feel if you like dated a girl that had an OnlyFans?
She's paying for everything, but I'm in.
Yeah, that there's a girl I know that sold feet pics. I don't know. Have we talked about this on here?
I don't think so.
We didn't date, but maybe I did. I feel like I talked about it somewhere, but she sold feet pics and like she felt bad. So she gave her boyfriend the money. Like, or she gave her boyfriend half the money just because she felt
This
it was
is
just
the best
pictures of
trade
feet.
deal ever. Maybe a
I
month.
was gonna say, like, I'll go to fucking photography school. Getting like sick ass money just taking pictures of her feet and sending them to creeps. I don't care, dude. OnlyFans, I guess, would be a little different because like she's probably naked and masturbating or something, or you're involved in it. But like, I don't know. I
I was
don't
about to say,
think
so
I
if you're
care.
dating a girl that had an OnlyFans, would you get involved?
I need some of the money. I would for sure need some of the money.
Okay.
I think, honestly, no, though, because we're having sex anyway. So maybe, like, I mean, I would want some of the money if I was involved. If I wasn't, I still, I don't think it would be that big of a deal to me. Like, respect the hustle. It's like people that want
Yeah.
to date strippers or something like that. Like, who cares? As long
Yeah.
as they're not getting, like, blasted by some other dude on the side.
See,
Whatever.
this is where we get really loose with the standards. Because like at some
For
point,
sure.
like you can even make the argument like, does it even matter who fucks her anymore? Like, I don't know.
As long as I don't have to do it. Jesus, I'm
Yeah, I
exhausted
don't know.
at the end of the
I have to put in
day.
the work. I don't know.
Yeah,
I get the money. I
right.
don't have to do shit. Like, I've got a girlfriend for events, so my parents don't ride me. It's a
Yeah,
win across all
exactly.
boards.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would have an issue with it. That is like OnlyFans though has just become like such a ridiculous way. You like girls don't even have to be attractive to go on there and make money. Like I don't know. There's just the one girl we talked about it. The girl that's I think we talked about it on here. The girl that like sucked off 7 Phoenix Suns back in the day.
I feel like we talked
I
about it.
think we talked about it. If we didn't, we should have. But she like blew 7 Suns, Phoenix Suns, not like her sons or something. That would be gross.
There is an audio clip we need.
She blew 7 Suns. The 7 Suns. I'm done. But she made like I think she made $1 million like overnight when she like dropped her OnlyFans or something like
Jeez.
that, didn't she?
To be honest, I'd suck off 7 Suns for $1 million.
Easy. Less than 60 grand. Just pay a couple of my bills. All right. Let's move on to segments. That got off the rails.
All right. So segment. So
I'm
let's start
having
with the
you do
bargain.
this. I probably could, but just because producer Beef isn't here, and I don't have the questions in front of me, so.
All right. So the bargament is if you could have someone show up at your funeral and cry with no explanation, who would it be?
Anyone, right? It's
Anyone.
anybody.
Anybody. They won't explain it to your family. They just show up and start bawling at your funeral.
Oh, do you have an answer for this? Because I don't know. Do you have one?
I feel like it has to be someone like really hardcore. So like
Okay.
if Conor McGregor like showed up and started like
That's a
bawling at
great
my
answer.
funeral, like that'd be
That
good.
is-
People be like, fuck, I guess those gingers
how
do
did
hang
you
out
know?
together. I don't know.
Yeah. How the fuck did he know Conor McGregor?
Or like El Chapo, if they smuggled him in.
I didn't even think of that. See, my mind immediately went to like it has to be just an insanely gorgeous girl. Like
Okay.
absolute gorgeous female that shows up and like
Just to make your girlfriend feel superior.
my girlfriend or like my ex-girlfriends, anybody, not that my ex-girlfriends would ever come to my funeral because they fucking hate me. But like just everybody there would be like, damn, Lucky was fucking killing it. Like who knew that he was fucking Megan Fox or something like that? Because that's immediately where your brain goes. Like if you see a hot girl just bawling at someone's funeral, like, oh, that sucks. She is in love with them or like fucking them
Yeah.
or something like that.
If I could get like multiple people, I would get every midget in the world to show up.
Jesus Christ.
And
Why?
I'll just pay their just because, just to really throw a curveball at everybody.
That would be, I mean, even I don't want to say just one midget, but like just a small group. You don't need all of them. You just need like 3 or 4. Like three, or- 3 or
I'd
4
have
to
them
show
carry my casket into the grave.
up.
Just
That you would need like 8
can
of
I
them. You would need a lot there.
Barstool Sports? I want Za to dance on my
Do the
on my
fucking
casket.
midget. His name is the midget Zimbo, I think, on Twitter, and he's
Is
a
that what it is?
Zimbabwean midget. That would be such a great. That would be. I mean, he's maybe the perfect answer because like everybody would be like, "What the fuck? How is that? How does that relationship? How did that happen?" Like there'd be
Yeah.
so many questions, and that's all it would be. I would just want to fuck with people from
Yep.
my grave, for sure.
Yep. That's why I always said if I were to kill myself, I'd do it in a way that would frame all of my friends
Mhm.
for murder, just to
have said
fuck with
that.
everyone.
You have said that multiple times, which is great. I would love it. I would absolutely love it.
It would be like a real life game of Clue. It would be so fucking funny.
Be like, dude, that JJ, that motherfucker. I think I
God
still
damn it!
think
He had to get
though,
us one more time.
because I'm super shallow and I have low self-esteem. It would have to be for me like an insanely hot girl. I think the immediate like the person that came to mind immediately was Blake Lively.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds they might be broken up now. I don't know, but
We'll
she
find
was
out
the
here in a
immediate
second.
one. Just any. I mean, you can plug and place. Just an insanely hot girl. You know,
Nope, still with Ryan Reynolds. Anyways.
like Taylor Swift or someone like, not that she's insanely hot, but like just someone like really famous, like a really
Yeah, that would
famous,
be good.
attractive girl. I think would be awesome. I'd just fuck with everybody. I don't know. That
There's
would
like
be a good
4
one.
people in a funeral home, and then
Yeah,
all of
right.
a sudden, Demi Lovato walks in, just bawling her eyes out.
Damn. Who knew? Who knew this? Yeah, I was gonna say there's like probably 4 or 5 people max showing up, especially with COVID. It's like all my family members, and then just like this fucking supermodel walks in. That'd be. I mean, it would turn some heads for sure.
I would leave some questions.
All right, we are way over on time, but let's
Yeah,
do
we
one more.
are.
Do we have another segment?
Oh, we do not, but we can move on to our Dear Lucky.
Yeah. That's not bargaining. We're just looking for.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Dear
Yeah, we do
Lucky.
have another segment. We just don't have another argument. All right. See, this is why producer Beef does all this shit. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
good at
know.
this.
Fucking producer beef. Hopefully, he's not dead from COVID.
I mean, you know, he might be. It happens, though.
Be
It
a
is
real
what it
shame.
is.
I was
Just another
thinking about
statistic.
I was thinking about that. What if we put out the recalled beef episode and then he like actually died? Like, what do you think? Like,
Is it bad? I think that would be really fucking funny.
it'd be really fucking funny if like that would be like, I don't know. Like,
And unlike Morgan Wallen, I'm not fucking apologizing for it.
no, I'm not gonna apologize. Like, don't get the Rona or like, I don't know. He probably wouldn't die from Corona, but like something happened. That would be super funny.
No, I mean, it would be sad, but it would be hilarious. It'd be a hell of a way to go out, too.
And imagine like the number of clicks that we would get on the next episode. Like, recalled beef is like, what would it be? Expired beef? What would be the?
If I outlive producer Beef, no matter what headstone he puts out there, I'm gonna go to that graveyard and
That's
I'm
him.
gonna like hammer and chisel in expired beef.
That's so funny. All right. Moving on.
All right, back on the rails. So, dear Lucky, you were to break into someone's house to slightly inconvenience them. What would you do?
Okay. To slightly inconvenience them, I would shit in the corner and not tell anybody.
Right next to the bed, so they step in
Right
it. Turn
next to
off
the
the hot
bed, so
water
they
heater.
fucking step in. This is a good question. I like these Dear Luckies because they're like still lighthearted. They're not like whatever.
We're not talking
What
about
would I
killing off one of
do?
our hosts.
Yeah, right. I think I would, if I'm just trying to fuck with someone, I would probably, I mean, like, the first thing that comes to mind is change the clocks. All of the clocks. Not that like, and I guess that's not even a good answer because everybody goes off their cell phone nowadays. Like I don't even have an alarm clock. I don't have a clock outside of my oven. But like, I just like my alarm clock is my cell phone. So
And I
that's a
know
bad
damn well
answer.
your oven like clock isn't set. I know it's just sitting there blinking.
Oh, it is off though. I think it's off. What I think if you like, so all of like my apartment, I'm looking at it right now. It has no decorations, but like if you took all of the like pictures or stuff that they had hanging up and you moved it over like an inch or not an inch, but like a foot or something like that, I think that would really fuck with people.
So they're always just looking. They're like, why is that not?
Yeah,
I think
right.
it would be really funny if you like broke in multiple nights and each night you exchanged a new photo in a picture frame with like one of those stock like
That would be
photos.
great. That would be fantastic. If you're really trying to like, it depends on who it is, I guess, but like if you're trying to fuck with someone, if like you're breaking into a house or something, you leave like a piece of clothing that doesn't belong to somebody. Like
Ruin
very
a marriage,
obviously
just throw an
doesn't.
extra thong on the ground.
That would like, I mean, it's kind of funny. Like you just fuck. I mean, it's not funny to fuck up someone's life,
It's
but that
pretty
would be
fucking
like,
funny.
that would be just like leave it. Cause like, have you ever dated someone and like they've found, maybe not dated someone. This has happened to me before. I was dating. I wasn't dating a girl. I was sleeping around with a couple girls because whatever. And like one night a girl came over and like she used my hairbrush because I had long hair at the time. She used my hairbrush, and so it was like really long blonde hair in my hairbrush. And then like a couple days later, another girl came over and lost her shit. I was like, well, we're not even like dating, but like, yeah, it's obviously not my hair. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, there's no coming back from it. Like, I think I tried using the excuse that like, oh, this was my mom's hairbrush or something like that, and I took it from her or something like that. But like,
Yeah.
there's just nothing you can even say. Like,
No.
imagine finding like a thong, or your girlfriend finding like a thong in your apartment. That would just like fuck things up.
See, like we haven't like I've never had anything like that happen, but like I do have a lost and found box that has a bra in it.
There you go. Just don't know whose it is. Is it just a
I'm
random one?
99% sure that it's from the girl that slept with you and Ryan in the same night.
Nice. I should try to get it back to her. That'd be funny. That's so a lost and found box. That's a really good idea because like I don't know where it came from, but like that would be good if
Oh,
like
I've
we
got
could
like
just
it's full of shit, especially because like between like myself, Ryan, and then like any of our friends that stay on the couches,
yeah.
like I had our friend I guess it doesn't matter if her name. Our friend Holly messaged me
Okay.
and was like, "Hey, like, did I leave a belt there?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'll check the box," and it was there. Like,
I'll just check the fucking box. I don't know. Can you check at the desk and see if they have my belt?
right? I don't know. Check in
Check
with the
with the
front when you get here.
receptionist. That's pretty funny. I just spilled a little bit of beer on me. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't. I
That's
also
pretty
think
good.
like if you want to like go a step beyond like conveniencing people,
Beyond ruining someone's marriage.
fair. I think it would be hilarious if like in the middle of the night, like you switched out their iPhones with other iPhones with the same lock screen but different
Yeah.
passcodes.
Yep. Oh, that would kill me. I don't even know how you reset that. You have to take it to like a
Apple Store, I'm pretty sure.
Apple store. You have to like get it like factory reset. That would, I mean, that's worse than ruining a marriage for sure. That just ruined someone's entire life. Oh, that's good.
Or
I
like
really think, but
taking
just
everything and putting it on the ceiling. That would be pretty fucking funny too. You just like step out in the morning and just your whole living room's upside down.
What's the isn't it an episode of The Office, where like he plays a prank where he wraps everything in like Christmas paper. Like that would be inconveniencing. I've seen that prank happen like on YouTube or something. Like they just
I've seen
wrap.
people do like houses and shit.
Yeah.
One of speaking of like YouTube pranks, there was a guy that he like took his roommate's car and brought it to like a professional vinyl wrap shop and had it vinyl wrapped in his face. And it was just his
Oh
face
my
like all
God.
over the whole car.
That's pretty great. Yeah, I guess that would be something that's like funny, like not ruining people's lives. Just like, what are you sipping on now? Did I ask?
Oh no, but I've got the Dragon's Milk White again from last episode.
Nice.
This is going to be a staple in the fridge. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, it's from Michigan, right?
Yeah, New Holland.
Nice.
It is a
Nice,
bourbon
nice.
barrel aged white stout. Super good.
So, do you remember? I mean, we can probably wrap up that segment. Do you have anything else you want to say on it?
No, I don't have anything else.
This wasn't the Door County Cherry Wheat? That wasn't the one that we had, right? Because it's a completely different can, but it tastes very similar.
No, yeah, I don't think we've had it.
Remember the cherry lager though that we had?
I do because I had it again last time I was up in Door County. It was
But it's
cable
from Door
car.
County.
No, trolley. It was like
Trolley, some kind
trolley
of
cherry
thing.
red or something like that.
But this is also very good. I found this at where was I at? I think Total Wine. But anyway, that's where we can end it. Give us a little bit of a rundown about what we have coming up. We've got a lot of guests, right?
Yeah, let me pull up the sheet because we have so many going on. So
Before
this
you do that, one more
episode,
time. Sorry, I was just one more time going to shout out Dustin and Tillie. Thank you guys so much for coming on. It was a lot of fun. Bottleshare, absolutely love Bottleshare. Go check them out. Chris is one of my, I mean, both Dustin and Tillie, this isn't trying to like say that they're not two of my favorite people, but Chris is honestly one of my favorite people on the planet. And I think Dustin and Tillie would definitely agree on that. Not trying to speak for them or anything, but he's just such a good guy. I love that he started this Bottleshare, and I love that we're kind of this is episode 10. They were our first guest,
yeah,
and they're episode 10. So maybe not every 10 episodes because we're doing it weekly now. That wouldn't be a whole lot of time in between, but every once in a while I want to have them on and get a Bottleshare update. So
yeah, for sure.
a lot
I
of fun. What
definitely
do
I
we got
love
coming up?
them. All of them over there are super nice.
Nice. So what do we got coming up?
But coming up, so this is episode 10. Sorry, I'm gonna clear my throat because this is important. So for episode 11, drum roll please, we have Lakefront Brewery. Wow, I really should have cleared my throat. But Lakefront Brewery, obviously a huge craft brewery, responsible for a lot of important things in the craft industry, especially here in Milwaukee. We were supposed to film with them in their tap house, but because of the uptick in COVID here, they have closed their tap house. So we'll be having their president Russ on over Skype.
So excited. I'm
so super excited to have
for
them
that.
on. But that will be episode 11, episode 12. So the week after that, we're going to be doing a collab with the Rambling Alcoholics podcast.
They're seriously. Have you listened to any of their podcasts? I know
I have. I've listened to 2 now.
I think they're one of the funniest podcasts out there. They're super funny guys.
They're, in my opinion, they're in the right spot where they're hilarious, but they're not super big. So they're like, they're still genuinely funny because they don't have to take a dive to appeal to people. But also, like, you can reach out and talk to them, and they're like real with you. They're there. Super excited to have them on. The week after that, episode 13, we're going to have Mobcraft and MKE Black on. As of right now, we're supposed to be filming at Mobcraft. So that's going to be super exciting. We love Henry. Once again, throwback to episode 1.
Yeah,
he was there for it. Awesome guy. But Mobcraft and MKE Black are doing a collab to make Black is Beautiful.
Yep.
So we're going to be filming, talking about that, and just having a good time with them.
Yep. Super excited for that too.
And that is everything we have for sure locked in. We are currently talking to New Barons Brewing. I was drinking one of their beers earlier. Shout out. Super excited to have them on. You know a beer is good when it's a handwritten label. That's a staple of a good craft beer.
For sure.
But yeah, that's everything we got coming up. Be sure to give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe to us. We're now on Apple Podcasts, which is huge. We're everywhere where you can find podcasts.
We're literally, I think we're everywhere that you can find a podcast, anywhere that you would listen to podcasts, we are there. So subscribe to all of them, please, because it helps us out. But yeah, that's super exciting. I am ready for the guests. I can't thank Dustin and Tillie enough. That was a lot of fun. We're going to try to sprinkle some. I mean, we'll probably I kind of like the way that we did it tonight. It ran a lot long, I guess. But where we did the interview with them, and it was hopefully it wasn't like too polished up. I don't want it to come across that way. I thought it was just fun to talk to them. It's just a fun conversation. And that's kind of what I want from the guests. And then we'll do the segments just us, because I know we'd get a lot of shit from people if we didn't include the segments in there. So it's a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. Like JJ said, follow us at Feelin Lucky Pod. That's Feelin without the G, Lucky Pod on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow Twitter. I think we have 3 followers on Twitter, just because I haven't touched it since we made it.
I don't really know how to tweet. I'm illiterate, so
whatever. Follow us there just because. But yeah, tune in. We got a lot of stuff coming. Tune into Happy Hour. We've got a ton of guests coming up for that. I think we're booked through November for that as well. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers. Love you guys. Thank you for watching.
This has been a Hops News production. You can find Hops News on all your favorite podcasts and social media platforms at Hops News. Cheers.